And Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
My name is Kishori Mohan. This is my wife Sudevi. We feel very privileged to be here with all of you this evening. Sorry we cannot see many of you, but we know you're here. We were both born into families of devotees of Krishna. So from our birth, we were hearing and learning about the process of Bhakti Yoga. Our parents are disciples of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who brought the knowledge of Krishna all over the world. Of course, Krishna was known about, but he actually translated Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and so many scriptures. And so we were raised in his society. And in our early 20s, we met our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, who began to help us to understand and refine our understanding of the process of bhakti. And in the year 2000, he very strongly requested us to give up what we thought we owned, to wash our hands of that, and to use our energy for kirtan and sharing the message of Krishna and the teachings of the Vedas, especially Bhakti Yoga. So from the year 2000, for the last 19 years now, we've been traveling around the world on the order of our Gurudev and doing kirtan and sharing the message of Krishna Bhakti. So we feel very, very privileged to be here with all of you this evening. And we request that when we're chanting the names of the Lord, that you all participate very loudly, clapping and chanting, because we're doing kirtan together. So we will begin with Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan means auspicious invocation. We will be calling on the mercy of our Gurudev and all the Gurus in our Guru Parampara, going back to the original Guru, who is Bhagavan, God Himself. We call Him Krishna. So that will take a few minutes, and then we will do some other bhajans, and we will speak in between the bhajans about the meanings of bhakti as we heard from our Gurudev and Guru Parampara.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta-pada-kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sarvetam Sarabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagano Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamshya Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayanitti Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Odaya Madhurya Gunaishayikam वरं वरेण्यं पुरुषं महन्तं नारायणं त्वं शिरसा नमामि श्रीवन्दिनं भक्तशिरोमणिं च श्रीकृष्णपादाब्जगतैकहृदये चैतन्यलीलामृतसारसारं नारायणं त्वां सततं प्रपद्ये नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय गौरप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्री श्रीमद्भक्तिप्रज्ञान केशवैति नामिने अतीमर्त्यचरित्राय स्वश्रुतानंशपालिने जीवदुःखे सदरताय श्रीनामप्रेमदायिने नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी ललिताय कृपाभये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दयिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमध्या श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरा करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दिनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाप सिद्धन्तध्वन्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भनसम्बोधे पदम्बुजायते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौराविर्भावभूमे स्वं निर्विष्टासजनप्रिया वैष्णव सर्वभौमश्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जयतां सुरतोपङ्गो मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वत्पदम्बोज राधा मदन मोहन दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थ श्री श्री राधा श्रील गोविंद देव प्रेष्ठानिधि सेव्यमान स्मरामि श्रीमन्द्र सरसारम्भे मम शिवततस्ततः कर्षण्येन स्वनर्गोपि गोपीनाथ श्रेयस्तु नः वृन्दाय तुलसी देव्यै प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णा भक्ति प्रदेवेनि सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
So now we're going to call out for the mercy of Shri Guru. Gurudev कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना.
रात भुलाए मुझे इस जग में अकेला हूँ
before we go on to the next bhajan. Because we don't only do kirtan for our pleasure. Actually, we don't do kirtan for our pleasure. Kirtan is for the pleasure of the Lord and for the pleasure of the Lord's devotees. So, our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he instructed us that we should never do anything just as a ritual. One time we were in Fiji, and one of our friends, he told us, I am Sanatan, but you're not Sanatan. And we said, why? He said, because my family comes from India, but your family is from white background. And we asked him, what is the meaning of Sanatan? He said, I don't know. He said, but I listen to Bollywood music, and my family was Indian, and I eat Indian food. We said, but what is the meaning of Sanatan? He said, I don't know. We said, that is not enough. Just because history is there, but if we don't know what we're doing or why we're doing, then anyone can say anything and we will accept anything. So our Gurudev instructed us that we should always understand the deep meaning behind everything we do in bhakti. So why do we first call out for the mercy, for the kripa of Sri Guru or Gurudev? Sri Mahadev, Shankar himself, is speaking to Devi, and he says, Aradhananam sarvesham, Vishnur aradhanam param, tasmat parataram devi, tadiyanam samarchanam. Of all of the different kinds of worship, the best kind of worship, Mahadev is telling to Devi, oh Devi, tasmat parataram devi, the best worship, Vishnur aradhanam param. The best kind of aradhana or worship is that worship of Vishnu. But he says, what is higher than even that? What is more important than that? Tadiyanam samarchanam. If one worships who is near and dear to the Supreme Lord, then the Supreme Lord will truly be pleased. So more than the worship of Vishnu, which is considered the highest, he says, Tadiyanam samarchanam. What is Tadiya? Tadiya means who is near and dear. Because the Lord himself, Srimad Narayan, is telling Durvasa in Bhagavad Gita, I am not at all independent. I am dependent upon my devotees. Sadhava hridayat mahyam sadhava hridayat tvaham. I do not know anyone but my devotees, and they do not know anyone but me. So the process of devotion or the process of bhakti, or even the process of worshipping the topmost person, first and foremost, if we want that person to take notice of us, then we must come close to their devotee and worship that devotee. And the best form of the devotee of the Lord manifests in this world in the form of Sri Guru or the spiritual master. This is the nature of Sri Guru. Sakshat haritvena samashta shastre uktashtata bhavyata eva sarvir kintu prabhurya priya eva tasya bande guru Shri Charanaravinda. I am worshipping the spiritual master, who is a not different manifestation of the Supreme Lord. Sakshat Hari. Actually, Krishna says that I am the Guru, manifesting in all of the different forms of spiritual master. So not different, but that form of the pure devotee. Although he is not different from the Lord, there is speciality. And what is that speciality? Kintu prabhurya priya eva tasya. He is very near and dear to Prabhu. Prabhu means Vishnu and Krishna. Therefore, I am offering my pranam to him. Bande Guru Shri, at his lotus feet, Charanaravindam. So if we want to make progress on any path, if you want to be a doctor, we can't go to the library and read books and then start cutting people. Now, people here might do that, no? You have some pain in your foot, let me cut your back open and give you surgery. I've heard about this happening. This is very dangerous. Only a qualified doctor can heal us properly. So you cannot say, I'm a doctor without getting proper credentials. The government has to approve, all of the universities have to approve, and other doctors have to approve. Then you can be a doctor. These days, millions of people are there. I am a guru. My friend is also guru. And people are even saying, I am Bhagavan. But what is the proof? What is the proof? So if we want to really understand who is Guru and who is Bhagavan, then it is not by hearsay. So many fakes are there. My Gurudev said, be careful for kangaroo. You know kangaroo in Australia? They have a big pocket, they have big legs, and they have little boxing arms. They will come and steal everything from you. Your wife, your children, your car keys, your bank account, your house, your everything, your shraddha, your heart. Then they'll beat you up and they'll bounce away. My Gurudev said, be very careful for these kinds of persons. For every one real Guru, there's 1 million kangaroos. So be careful. So many cheaters are there. They will tell you anything so you will give them money, so that you will give them pratishta, name and fame and position. So just because someone looks old and wears a certain color cloth, this does not mean they are Guru. Who is Guru? That person who is 100% devoted, 24 hours a day, surrendered to the lotus feet of Bhagavan. That person can give us seva. So I just wanted to share a little bit about Guru. Now we will continue doing some more bhajans. So now we're going to sing something very easy. And because we are doing kirtan, kirtan is not a show. Kirtan is coming together and calling out to Bhagavan for kripa. So we're only here to facilitate everyone doing kirtan together. In fact, in this age, the process to please the Lord is called Sankirtan. It means everyone together doing kirtan. So we're going to call out very special names which will open our hearts and clear the path so that when we chant the names of Krishna, very easily we can run on the path to perfection. So we're going to chant Nitai Gauranga. Can everyone repeat after me? Nitai Gauranga. So I'm going to lead it. I'm going to lead it and then everyone can repeat after me very loudly. Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. Okay? Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की जय। प्रतिपादन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। So now we're going to sing one bhajan. Bhajahu Remana Shri Nandanana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Shri Nandanana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Bhajahure Mana Shri Nandanana Abhaya Shri Nandanana
Once upon a time, there were two really horrible, like robbers, dacoits, and they were living in a forest. If any persons would travel in this forest, these two dacoits would jump on them. They would take everything that they had, all of their treasure, and then they would kill them. Doing this for many, many years, one day, a miraculous thing happened. One day, a saint came into that forest. His name is Nard Muni, Nard Rishi. He came into that forest, and immediately, these two dacoits, these two robbers, they pounced on him. And they were checking to see if he had any money. What do you have on you? He said, oh, I don't have anything. I carry nothing with me. And they said, oh, but anyhow, we have to kill you because you've seen our face. So they were just about to try to kill Nard Rishi. He said, wait, I have something of great value. They said, what is it? He said, I will give it to you, but you have to promise not to kill me. And they said, well, okay, it has great value, yeah? They said, yeah. He said, very great value. They said, okay, we promise, we won't kill you. Give it to us. He said, well, actually, it's a question. He said, a question? Nard Rishi said, yes, I have a question. If you are ever in any horrible kind of circumstance, and somebody asks you, do you have any questions? I have the question. They said, okay, fine. What is it? He said, the question is, what is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu, with a bhakta of the Lord? Then they let him go. Immediately, after Nardji left, a bigger band of robbers, of dacoits, pounced on those two dacoits and they killed them. Just then, they were standing in front of Lord Yamaraj, the god of death. Their knees were shaking and they were feeling very ashamed. Yamaraj was looking in a book and he was saying, oh my, you two have committed so many sins. So many sins it seems as if you will have to spend an eternity in hell. You will have to spend an eternity in hell. But before I send you to hell, do you have any question? They looked at each other. They said, yes, we have a question. Lord Yamaraj said, what is it? He said together, what is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu? Lord Yamaraj began to think and think. And he couldn't come to any kind of conclusion. What is the power of such a thing? I don't know. And he said, but now I can't send you to hell until the question is answered. So he began to think and he said, oh, I know the one person in the universe that can answer this question, Lord Brahma. He is the grandfather of the universe. Of course he knows the answer. So Lord Yamaraj, the god of death, took these two dacoits, these two criminals, and brought them to Lord Brahma. Standing in front of Lord Brahma, these two were feeling so ashamed. Oh my God, look at what we've done. Lord Yamaraj said, these two are going to have to suffer for like an eternity. I'm going to have to create new hells for them. But before I send them to hell, they have one question. What is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu, with a bhakta? Lord Brahma began to think and think. And he said, you know what? I don't know. This is such a high-class kind of topic. It is not a light thing. I can't come to any conclusion. So, does anybody know where I was at? Do you know what I was saying? Does anybody remember what I was saying?
Who were they standing in front of?
They were standing in front of Brahma. Okay, we're listening. Good. Thank you. So they were standing in front of Lord Brahma, and he also couldn't come to any conclusion. But he said, you know what? I know who can answer this question. There is only one who can actually answer it. It is Mahadev, Lord Shiva. Only he can answer this question. He is the greatest Vaishnava. He only knows. So they took these two dacoits and they brought them to Mount Kailash. They're standing in front of Lord Shiva, in front of Mahadev, and all of his disciples and followers. Again, they're feeling so ashamed. Lord Brahma and Lord Yamaraj told him, oh, these two are going to have to suffer for a very long time. But before they can go to hell, oh Mahadev, please help us. Can you tell us what is the power of a moment's association with a bhakta, with a sadhu? Mahadev began to think and think. And he said, you know, I also don't know. This subject is so high, so deep, so grave actually. I can't come to any conclusion myself. But I know the one person who can understand this. I know the one person who will know. It is Lord Narayan himself. He alone can answer this question. Let us go to Vaikuntha. Just as they were getting ready to go, these two criminals, these two dacoits, they said, wait. We can't go any further. We're so tired. Going from this place to that place, we can't move one step further. I'm so sorry, we can't go. So they said, okay, no harm. Lord Shiva arranged for a palanquin, had these two sit in the palanquin, and his own servants began to carry it. And they went toward Vaikuntha. As they were approaching the gates of Vaikuntha, the place of Lord Narayan, all of the citizens of Vaikuntha were astonished. They thought, what is this? Here we see, in the front of a huge procession, is Mahadev walking in front. And then there is Brahmaji. And then behind him is Lord Yamaraj. But then they began to offer arti. They said, it must be that two very great personalities are coming. They're being carried in a palanquin. And everyone else is walking ahead. So they started doing arti and all kinds of prayers and worship. Finally, they enter into the gates of Vaikuntha. They set these two down in front of Lord Narayan. Coming out in front of Lord Narayan, these two bowed down and they were feeling so remorseful. Their hearts were becoming more and more cleansed as they were hearing the Harikatha of the Lord. Now they knew what horrible thing they had done. So standing in front of Lord Narayan, they were feeling so much shame. So Lord Shiva asked, oh Prabhu, we can't come to the conclusion of one question. These two are going to have to suffer forever in hell. But before they can go, Prabhu, please answer one question. What is the power of a moment's association with the sadhu? Lord Narayan began to smile and he looked at them and he said, This is the power of a moment's association. Now they have come to my realm, Vaikuntha. They will never go to hell. They can never go to any other lower place. Now they will remain with me forever. So Shastra is telling us what is the most valuable thing that we can have. Srila Gaura Govinda Goswami Maharaj, he said, there is no beauty, no asset or wealth in this material world other than the lotus feet of Sri Guru, of the Bhakta of the Lord. They alone can grant us bhakti. They alone can save us from the repetition of birth, old age, disease, and death, of samsara. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam that even 1/11th of a second is sufficient to deliver us from this material world. So we can actually think, how great is this? Our prayer should be, we have this human form of life which is so rare. If we even walk outside, what will we see? Ants, mosquitoes, dogs, cats, birds, all kinds of life, trees, shrubs, every kind of life form. We see it. And we also have this human form of life. Shastra tells us that only from this human form of life can we reach perfection. In any other form of life, they can't do bhajan. They can't ask the essential questions. What are they? Who am I? Not who am I, I'm Sudevi. I'm married to Kishori Mohan. I'm sitting in front of this cute little girl. This isn't who I am. The question is, who am I? Who is this Atma? The Atma is Sanatan. When Prabhu began speaking, he was telling how he was asking someone, what is Sanatan? Sanatan means eternal. Who am I really? What am I doing here in this place of misery? I'm hot. I'm being bitten by mosquitoes. Sometimes I'm so hungry. Sometimes I'm feeling so much pain. Sometimes I'm in love and sometimes I hate. All of these horrible moods going on around me. What is this? Why am I suffering? Sometimes there's rain, there's earthquakes, there's tsunamis, there's so many different things coming to attack us. Why am I suffering? And what is my duty? Duty means dharma. What is my Sanatan dharma? In this world now I have my dharma. What am I? I'm the wife of Kishori Mohan Prabhu, so I have my pati dharma, right? Patni dharma. My dharma to my pati. I have this. I have so many things I have to do. When we're in a place where I can be, I can cook for him, I can do his laundry, blah, blah, blah. I do stuff. And I am a devotee, so I have to chant, I have to do so many things, right? But actually, what do we have to do? Sincerely, we are told that we must call out and pray. Pray, oh my Lord, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I will go when I leave this body. But I know that I am eternal. And my relationship with you is eternal. But what is it? And who am I? So our Shastras tell us, first and foremost, we must come to the lotus feet of the Bhakta of the Lord. Come to the lotus feet of Sri Guru. Hear from him. And then chant the holy names of the Lord. Not just, today there's a satsang, so Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, okay, let's go home now. Not like this. Calling out from the core of my heart. Our Shastra says that if we chant the holy names of the Lord, like the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, or we chant any kind of mantra, we will get some sukriti. We will get good merit. But we will never attain bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. It means there must be some mood, devotion. I want to know you. I want to love you. Otherwise, we can continue chanting for millions of lifetimes and never attain our Sanatan Dharma, who I really am. So we are told, first and foremost, come to the feet of Guru. Krishna himself in Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshanam.
Krishna says if you want to know the truth, the whole truth, then you must approach someone who is a knower of the truth, an experiencer of the truth, tattvadarshi. Sometimes we hear this term tattvadarshi and we think it means someone who has studied the scriptures and knows all the tattvas. This is a tattva knower, but not a tattva seer. Thousands and millions of people, they may know so many shlokas. They may be able to quote so many stories and verses, but who is actually seeing Bhagavan, who is understanding their relationship with Bhagavan, they are known as tattvadarshi. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, if you want to know the truth, then you should approach someone who knows the truth. And then what? Pranipatena. Pranipatena means, literally, pranipat means to surrender. But in this case, how can we understand this practically? Surrender means to admit that I don't know. How do I know that I don't know? Because this jiva soul has been bound in the material world since time without beginning, cycling through samsara. Since time without beginning, we have been bound. And until now, I have not been able to extract myself. The fact that I'm still here means I need help from outside of myself. I have tried millions of times on my own to figure out the truth, and I have failed. That's why I'm still stuck here. So admitting now that I need help from beyond myself. This is called pranipat. So praying to Bhagavan, Bhagavan's mercy will take a form and stand in front of us in the form of Guru. And the first thing we must do is pranipat. I don't know. You know the truth. You know the path. But I don't know which way to go. Please accept me and instruct me. Like Arjuna said to Krishna, Shishyasteham, now I am your surrendered disciple. As you instruct me, I will follow. This is called pranipat. Then comes pariprashna. So I have taken shelter of you. Now what shall I do? Which way should I go? Like today, we were coming here, and we went straight past the road. We went too far. Then we had to make another phone call. I think the third phone call or fourth phone call. Now what do we do? Now what do we do? This is called pariprashna. I am lost. I don't know my way. It's dark. I don't know. I think I went past, but I'm not sure where I am. Please help me. Now what should I do? This is called pariprashna. In the same way, on the spiritual path, we might know so much about the material world, but we are blind to the truth of the spiritual world. I don't know which way to go. Please instruct me. And the next one is called sevaya. Sevaya means to serve, but really what is service? I like to bring everything down to a practical understanding, because if we're only thinking in theory, it's very difficult to understand. Sevaya means to practically follow the instructions which are given. Okay, I missed my turn, I don't know which way to go. Now what should I do? You have to turn around, come back this way. I'm waiting on the road, waving at you. Okay, so I will follow that instruction exactly. If I do not follow the instruction exactly, then I will be lost again. So sevaya means to follow that instruction exactly. And Krishna said, if you follow this process, then that person who knows the truth, who is experiencing the truth, can reveal that truth also into our hearts. This is called taking shelter of a tattva darshi. This is the instruction of Krishna. If you want to know the truth, then follow this process, and the truth will be made known to you. Okay. So now we're going to sing, calling out to Krishna, many beautiful names of Krishna. And I expect to hear the people in the back of the audience over there. I expect to hear you chanting very loudly. We're going to sing Krishna Govinda, Govinda, Gopala, Bhaja Murli Manohara, Nandalala, Radhe Govinda, Bhaja Radhe Govinda, maybe Govinda Jai Jai, and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Does everyone here know the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Please raise your hand if you know it. Okay, I want to hear you all say it very loudly together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Shri Krishna Kanhaiya ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe, jai jai Shri Radhe, jai jai Shri Radhe. So previously, before this kirtan, we sang about Bhajahurema Shri Nandananda Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Our Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said that this bhajan gives the condensed mood of the understanding of what the Hare Krishna movement is about. It's very powerful bhajan. Sudevi spoke about the first process. Durlabhamana Janama Satsange. She was speaking about how rare this human form of life is, and that only from this human form, Srimad Bhagavatam says, only from the human form can one endeavor for perfection. The animals are busy only eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They're busy in instinct. And according to Srimad Bhagavatam, even the devas, they're enjoying so much. They're also busy eating very good food, sleeping on very comfortable beds, mating very wonderfully, and also always defending themselves from the demons. Now, demons are always attacking Swarga, always attacking the kingdom of Indradev. So they're always busy defending themselves. For them also it is very difficult. Kunti Devi says in Srimad Bhagavatam there are 4 disqualifications for bhakti. Does anyone know? Janma Aishwarya Shuta Shri. Very high birth, so much wealth, so much education, and bodily beauty. These 4 things make one proud. And to have devotion to Bhagavan, one has to give up their pride and ego. So it's very difficult for someone with all of these qualifications to endeavor in bhakti. But the human life is considered a balance between the two. Some humans are suffering too much, they cannot also think about bhakti, and those who are enjoying too much, they cannot. So within human form, a very small amount are able to actually endeavor for perfection. And for those persons, Shastra says, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, now is the time to inquire, to ask about the absolute truth. Who is Bhagavan? Who am I? And what is the nature of my relationship with Bhagavan? Only the human can do this. Therefore, the human form is considered to be the most valuable thing in this material creation, because only the human form gives us a choice. Choice is the most valuable thing. The choice to remain bound in samsara, the repetition of birth, disease, old age, and death through 8,400,000 different species of life, again and again and again, or the choice to get out. The human form gives us that. So now that we know that, this human form of life is so rare. Durlabha manava. Labdva sudurlabham. Extremely rare that we come to this human form after going through so many different species. So the bhajan we sang before says, what should you do with your human form to make it valuable? Satsang. Somehow or other, take the association of those persons who are absorbing their minds in Sat, means that which is eternal, that which always exists, Bhagavan, 24 hours a day. Then we will be able to cross over this ocean of material existence. Samashrita ye padapallavaplavam mahatpada punya yasho murare. I can't remember the next line, but the last one is padam padad yad vipadam natesham. If you take shelter of the pure devotee of the Lord, although this material world is considered dangerous, where there is death and danger at every step, if you take shelter of the pure devotee of the Lord, you can easily cross over this ocean of material existence as easily as stepping over the water in the hoof print of a calf. Yes. So this bhajan tells us there are so many different sufferings that come, so many dualities in this material world, and we suffer and struggle through all of these things day and night, 24 hours a day. Why? for some small little flickering bit of happiness. But the soul is not made for that. The soul is made of Sat Chit Ananda. It is meant to experience eternality. It is meant to be all-knowing, and it is meant to experience bliss and pleasure at every step. But we're not experiencing that now in the material world. We experience everything temporary. We are ignorant about so many things. Oh my God, I made another mistake. Why did I do that? And we're not experiencing Ananda at every moment. We're experiencing Nirananda, so much suffering, so many difficulties. Our Gurudev said, like waves, one after another. So, this bhajan is telling us, based on the words of Srimad Bhagavatam and Shastra, that what should we do with our time? Bhajahure mana Shri Nandanandana. One should always meditate and think about Shri Nandanandana. That is Shri Krishna. Our Srila Prabhupada said, many people, they bury their money under their house. But they're so afraid. What will happen if I bury my money under my house? Maybe someone saw me, they will come and steal it, and you're always worried, always worried. But if you put your money in a bank account, and they put that money in the vault, and it is insured by the government, never mind, you can put $100,000, no problem, the government is insuring it. Then you feel comfortable and you can sleep at night. In the same way, if you try to be your own master in this world, you will always feel afraid. But what will grant fearlessness? If you take shelter at the lotus feet of Nandanandan Shri Krishna. Then this prayer says, E dhana yovana putra parijan ite ki yache parati tire kamal dal jal jivana talman bhajahu hari padani tire. Our wealth cannot save us at the time of death. E dhana yovana, our youth cannot save us at the time of death. Many people think, oh, I have 20 more years, or 50 years, or 60 years. But at any moment it could happen. I read on the news today, one of the wealthiest persons in this world, multi-billionaire, was with his daughter and some business partners, and they were flying in a helicopter in the Bahamas, and it crashed and they all died. Billions of dollars. Actually, he just cashed out all of his stocks, $1.5 billion, and then poof, finished in one moment. So this is called Kamala Dalajal Jivana Talma. This life is so fragile, like a drop of water on the petal of a lotus flower. One small breeze, and immediately that drop will fall off. That's how fragile this life is. So we don't know how much time we have. All we know is that we have this human form now. And if we want to make good use of this human form, then we should not waste even one moment. How do we not waste the moment? Shramana kirtana smarana vandana pada sevana dasyare pujana sakijana atmani vedana. Following the principles of bhakti. Shravana means to hear the glories of the Supreme Lord and His devotees. Kirtan means to sing about, to glorify the Lord's names, forms, qualities, and pastimes in relation with His devotees. Smaran means to remember all of these pastimes and the names and forms and qualities and pastimes of the Lord. Vandana means to offer my pranam at the lotus feet of the Lord and His devotees. All of the processes of bhakti which are given in Srimad Bhagavatam, if we follow that, then we will make this human form of life successful. Bhakta Prahlad says, if we do not utilize this human form from the very beginning of life, then we have wasted this great opportunity. And then our destination is unknown. There's no guarantee. We don't know what we will be meditating on at the time of death. Imagine my whole life, I'm just loving my dog. And then at the time of death, I'm thinking, oh my, what happened? Who's going to look after my dog? Who's going to take care of my dog? Krishna guarantees you in Bhagavad Gita, whatever state of consciousness you are in, when you leave this world, you will attain that state. So then we will have wasted this human form of life. This is called the greatest danger. This uncertainty of where I will go in my next life. So only if one is always engaging their mind and thinking of Krishna, being His devotees, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, He says one should always remember and do kirtan of me, Krishna says. Then we can be hopeful of attaining perfection. So really the principle of bhakti is to develop devotion for the Supreme Lord and always remember and glorify Him in relation with His devotees, then we can have hope of attaining perfection. Otherwise, we don't know how long we will be bound in the samsara. So this bhajan is very powerful, very useful for us to meditate on and to think about. That's why we're always chanting the holy names of the Lord, day and night, trying to remember Krishna's names, forms, qualities, and pastimes. So now we're going to focus on chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Maha means great. Millions of mantras have been given in the Shastra, but the Maha Mantra has this special title, Maha Mantra, which means the greatest mantra. Why? It has the power to awaken the prem, the divine love that is inherent within the soul for Bhagavan. So many other mantras will give you any material desire, which will bind us in this world. But Maha Mantra has the power to awaken that divine love. So our Guru Parampara, one great Vaishnava, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he was quoting Ramayana. And in Ramayana, there it is stated that one should pray in a certain way when they are chanting this Maha Mantra. Oh my Lord, Sri Krishna, although I have been bound in this material world since time without beginning for so long, today I am giving my heart to you. I am your most sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your loving service. My dear Lord, from today, from this day, I am yours. Anyone who chants the holy name of the Lord with this kind of prayer, the guarantee given by Sri Ram is that for sure and for certain, very quickly, you will attain prem. So when we're chanting this Maha Mantra, we should have no other desire, no other hope, no other thought. Don't waste the opportunity to chant this mantra with this human form, to call out for the highest benefit that this mantra gives, which is divine love or praying for Bhagavan. So everyone please repeat after me. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare, Hare. This is the last kirtan because it's just about 9 o'clock. So I just want to say one thing, and that is that there was once a beautiful big kirtan going on when our Guru Maharaj was present. And everybody was chanting, but then he saw that many people in the crowd weren't chanting. So he stopped the kirtan and he said, oh, do you know that when kirtan is going on, all kinds of sin are leaving those who are chanting in kirtan. He said, but that kirtan begins to rise up into the atmosphere and it begins to circle around. He said, He said that sin is circling around and it needs a place to go. And he said, so all those who are not chanting in kirtan, he said the sin will go to them. So everybody should try to chant. This is the last kirtan. So if you can't chant with your mouth, with your voice, then with your hands clap or tap your foot, because this is the glorification of God. It's not just singing, we're actually calling out to the Lord. So when everyone joins in, it becomes very powerful and very beautiful.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, So before Aarti and Prashad, we'd just like to thank you all for attending this evening, coming all the way out into the jungle. As I told you before, 19 years ago, our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj requested us to give up our home, our job, even having children, and he told us that we should use our energy for kirtan and preaching the message of Krishna. So from that time, we've been endeavoring to follow his instruction and his order, and only by the mercy of the spiritual master can one attain the mercy of Krishna. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasada, yasya prasada nagati kutopi. So by coming this evening and sharing in kirtan with us and giving us the opportunity to remember the instructions and teachings of our Gurudev, you have enabled us to do our Guru Seva, and for this we are indebted. So thank you all very much for coming this evening and giving us this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
What's the program? Who's in charge here? Okay, so Aarti.
So before Aarti, as we're preparing for Aarti, which we request everyone should come inside for that if possible, because we'll all be standing. I just wanted to announce that one of the ways that we are able to continue our seva is we have many CDs available from many years. So if anyone is interested, you come and see me. Price is very good, only half price for Trinidad compared to USA, actually less than half price. We also have USB pen drives